Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is a very good article work, and you will appreciate it, inshallah. The Hebrew Bible or the Tanakh employs metaphorical titles to denote the relational and moral proximity of rational beings or supposita and God. Among such titles, Ben Elohim or Son of God is prominent. This title is applied to a group of angels, kings, judges, and pious men. Traditional scholarship focuses on the textual occurrences and their interpretative debates, yet little attention has been given to the logical criteria for the designation and why certain figures, most notably Moses, are excluded despite fulfilling the qualities and the conditions. Now we come to second part, definition. A son of God or Ben Elohim is any being, any rational being or suppositum, divine or human or heavenly or collective, who by virtue of righteousness, moral integrity, spiritual purity, on covenantal obedience or diverse are divinely appointed of office, stands in the spatial relation and functional proximity to God, reflecting his authority, justice, and power and purpose. Analysis. Functional, not ontological. First thing, a son of God in the functional sense but not ontological sense. Metaphorical or figurative or allegorical, not literal. By grace, not by nature, not by hypostasis. 4. Conditional upon moral, covenantal and spiritual fulfillment, applicable to angels, kings, prophets, righteous humans, and collective entities such as a nation or Israel. Axioms and legal frameworks. So there are 4 axioms for the first of all, the functional proximity. For all x, x qualifies Son of God implies closeness to God, x bracket close. Axiom 2, moral integrity. For all x bracket begins, x qualifies as Son of God implies righteousness, x bracket close. Third axiom, covenantal obedience. For all x, x qualifies as Son of God implies obedience to covenant. Covenant means testament, and Tanakh. Axiom 4, functional hierarchy. The title Eved Hashem, servant or slave of God, supersedes the title or derivative title sons of God or son of God in terms of scriptural privilege. Now we come to something more logical. So any supposition or rational being satisfying axioms 1 and 3 can conceptually be termed as Son of God. That's the point to be noted. However, slave, servant of God is a higher status. So a servant of God, actually the word is means slave, not servant. So servant is a sophistication, and it is done purposely, but the actual meaning is slave. However, the slave of God is a higher status. Moses satisfies all the functional conditions, yet the Torah assign him slave of God and does not assign him as son of God. Very important thing. ठीक है. So logical consequence. What is the logical consequence? Any rational being or suppositum satisfying axioms 1 and 3 can be termed as son of God or ben Elohim unless 4 is applied, designating a higher unique status. So if 4 is applied, then the person cannot be called son of God. And if 4 is not applied, fourth axiom is not applied, the person may still be called son of God. This is the point to be noted. This is the logical consequence of the above, not to term Moses as son of God when angels, David, king, judges are called as son of God by the mainstream of Judaism, or since it is written in Tanakh. Maybe they do not call them as son of God or sons of God outside Tanakh, but yet they, when while reading Tanakh, they have to accept that the term of God, the term son of God or sons of God is used for them. So mainstream of Judaism do not allow to use terms based on speculations. So this is the thing, they may not allow it. So a minor religious denomination of Judaism in Arabia might have begun to call Ezra as son of God due to his contributions and reformations. They might have selected him since Axiom 4 is not applicable to him. So they had two choices. Logically, there were two choices: either to call Moses as son of God, just like other people are called son of God, or to call Ezra as son of God because he was almost the second Moses. But why Ezra was not called the son of God? Why Moses was not called son of God? Because he satisfies the fourth axiom, which excludes him from being called so. Since slave of God is a higher status than the term son of God in Judaism. However, this possible lesser sect who called Ezra as son of God cannot be excluded from Judaism. Just if number one explicitly denies ontological and hypostatic sonship. This is a very important point. To intend a purely Jewish metaphorical meaning, not a Christological meaning. So, Son of God in non-Christological meaning, not Trinitarian meaning, in pure Tanakhic meaning, may not exclude a person if he calls someone who satisfies these three conditions. ठीक है ना? तो and he intends a purely Jewish metaphorical meaning, not the Christian term. Such a person may be declared as unorthodox but within the bounds of Judaism. So this is the thing, that if someone calls Moses himself as son of God, even if he satisfies the fourth axiom, he cannot be expelled from Judaism. So if a person like Ezra is called son of God when he does not satisfy the fourth axiom, he can be called son of God in the Jewish sense, not in the Christological sense, or in the hypostatic sense, or in the sense of son of God by nature, or son of God by hypostasis. He may be called son of God by grace, or in the meaning that he is very close to God. Even if someone predicates the phrase son of God to Moses, who satisfy axiom 1 to 4, may be condemned but but cannot be excluded from Judaism. So this is the thing, that in the case of Moses, when Moses is explicitly called servant of God or slave God, he is not called son of God. Why? I'm talking in purely Jewish sense, because slave of God is a higher status, higher rank than son of God. But Ezra can be called son of God because he satisfies the three axioms, and even satisfy and does not satisfy the fourth axiom. That is the reason. So if a person satisfies four axioms, he cannot be called son of God, and if he satisfies three axioms and does not satisfy the fourth axiom, he can be called son of God. And son of God is a lower status than the status of slave of God. This is something not taken to be literal. In some sense, a son of God may literally appears to be higher than slave of God, but in the meaning of Tanakh, this is something topsy-turvy. So what I have said is that if there was a sect, a minor religious denomination, or you may say that there was a small group of people or a lesser sect in Arabia who used to call Ezra as son of God in the Jewish sense. So they are doing nothing more than something unorthodox, but not enough to exclude them from Judaism. This is a very, very important point. So we will see in the next video that this is a possibility, and I am not going to discuss whether such a group really existed or did not exist, but there is a possibility that such a group existed. There is a possibility of existence of such a group, and this group cannot be excluded from Judaism. And this video is just about the possibility, not about the evidence of existence of such group. Thanks.